Okay, Christian, standout memories from the playoffs. What do you think of when you look back at that period at the end of the season?
It was a fantastic, I think, achievement for the players, although it didn't end in the way that we wanted it to end. You look back as a season as a whole, and I think we achieved some great things. The nails were in the coffin to begin with, and nobody gave us any hope, particularly after the first 6 games. Performances we felt were very good, but points reward was only 1 point. So from that moment on, it was always hard. But we all dug deep, we rallied, we stuck to our principles, and I think we got our just rewards at the end of the season. And I think we're pretty duly justified that we got to the final as well.
And were you surprised by the press circus and interest around that final playoff match?
It was interesting to say the least. The lads became mini superstars overnight, and it was good though. It was good publicity for the university, but more importantly it was good profiling for the players. They deserve those implicit rewards, and they became explicit at the time, and a few of them have built some YouTube success off that. So yeah, it was good for the boys and good for the football club as well.
We've got great shots of you celebrating the winning goal in Carmarthen. What are your memories of that moment?
All I can remember is a murmuring to myself, just one bit of quality please, and up stepped Josh with that bit of quality, and Charlie for one of the first times all season he's used his head and it goes in the back of the net. But it was a fantastic day, and it's always nice to win football matches, but if you can guarantee you can win the last minute every time, you take it all day with the euphoria that goes with it.
And what's it been like picking the lads up since the disappointment of how it ended?
I think if you'd been on the bus on the way home, you'd have thought we'd won it. I think just the fact that what we'd achieved over the course of the season, our targets moved, our aims and objectives moved throughout the course of the season, and it was just a sense of relief and a sense of actually we deserve to be here. So the journey on the way home was buoyant. Everybody had a good social, a good drink together as a reward, and we've kept in touch over the course of the summer, and which led us into pre-season, and you come back on Monday and it felt as if it was only Saturday that we played last.
So new season, any new faces?
Yeah, there's a few. What's pleasing is that our Bucks team from last year was used as a way of trying to bridge the gap between the first and the seconds, and a lot of those players will now be in the first team this year in the Welsh Premier League, so it's nice that they're here. So really, our philosophy as coaches was to grow from within, and we've done that, and likewise we've added from outside. We're not like a normal football club where we go out and attract players through money or we buy them. They choose us through the status of the university and come in here to study. But we've had a couple of players on the radar for a little while, Dylan Rees being one, and Joel Edwards being another. Thankfully they've joined us for pre-season, so they've signed, and it's given us some great competition in the squad and a real added depth. So we're pleased as a group of coaches that what we've had on the first week.
Yeah, tell us a bit more about Dylan if you can.
Yeah, Dylan, he's been at Cardiff City since he was 14, been around the first team there, played quite a lot of games for the under-21s, spent the last part of the season having been released by Cardiff out in Sweden playing. So Dylan comes with good pedigree, he understands the game of football, but more importantly for us is that he's a very smart, intelligent individual, understands the game of football, and as we found out this week, he's a pleasure to work with, so that's the most enjoyable thing for us.
And in the pre-season fixtures you're playing up against his old team?
Yeah, it'll be good. That was one of the draws of Dylan coming here, was to make sure that the pre-season friendlies were strong and committed, and for our better players, and that's what we've done. We wanted this pre-season to be harder than last, and the fixtures we've put in place are exactly that. We've had a tough first week, as we always do. We train every day on the first week because we have to play catch up to those teams that started early. Today's our 4th day. The boys are sore, they're tired, but it put in those messages and an implicit understanding back into practice, so that when we play Taswell on Saturday, we get some of that coming out in the game, and then we look forward to the next game for the following Saturday.
And they call it difficult second album syndrome in music. Is there a feeling that maybe you're no longer a surprise package in the league and people will know what to expect? Have you got something different on offer?
I think that we saw that in the split, actually. We were a surprise in the first half of the season. Coming to the split, we weren't a surprise anymore, and hence our results weren't what they could have been. Yes, but I'm absolutely 100% aware of the second season syndrome, and we spoke about it as soon as the final whistle happened at Bangor, and we've said that every training session has to be different. We've got to be different in every training session to make sure that we have plans that we're aware of that can make us not the victim of a second season syndrome, and we'll work hard over the course of the season to put that right.